Looky here, everybody. My grass is cut. I love it. I sure do. Now I'm gonna go over here and look at the garden. Looky here. Look at that. I've got a couple of more than one corn that's coming up. I may have to pull it up and try to transplant it. This is the Haas seed that I was telling you about. Everything that was planted is coming up. How about that? Oh, looky here. Looky here. See, the squash has got some blossoms on it. That one's got 3. That one's got 2. Oh, I just love it. Looky there. I love it. I know, just the small little bitty things. They just get me so excited. They sure do. Now, a bunch of the tomato plants was put out too. That was over there on the grow lights. Let me show you those. Oh no, looky here. I planted some right here. That one right there is leaning over. I'm gonna have to get some water on that. Sure am. Look at that squash. It is growing. Okay. There's the tomato plant. The ground is all nice and saturated. I think I've got some watermelon in here. I wonder if that's watermelon. Why in the world was it planted right there? You know, that watermelon was planted in the wrong area. It needs to be on the end because it spreads. I could also run it up on a trellis, couldn't I? Yeah, this is all wet and saturated. Got some more soaker hose ran. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14 tomato bushes was planted. Oh no, Mr. White moth. Those white moths lay the eggs, and you get those caterpillars, the green tomato caterpillars. They got horns on them, the worms do. They're tomato worms. I may have to put some neem spray on everything, because I tell you what, one year that worm, it decimated all of my tomato plants. It sure did. There's some tomatoes right there. I think I got more than 14 tomato plants. I sure do. Huh. Looks like a few of the squashes died out over there. But I think I might pull up some of those corn over there that's got more than one plant and then transplant the other ones. I wonder if that'll work. Huh. The green onions are growing too. So it's coming along slow. All right, let's go sit down and have a chit chat for a little bit. I think I'm going to sit out here for a spell. It sure is hot. It was a hot one today. Got Serenity's pool up and running, like I said, and she's over there playing in it. I let her swim early in the morning before it gets too hot, because come 11, 12 o'clock around here, it is hotter than Hades. That sun is so strong, and there's no shade over the pool. But I was thinking about putting up some shade cloth over it. I think they make a little canopy thing that attaches to the side of the pool. It's an above ground pool, so I might look into that. And yesterday evening, I spent the evening, finished vacuuming it up and everything. And I tell you, I was just so sore this morning when I got up. I was hurting. I'm all right right now, but I think, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And the thing about this garden, I see you. Serenity just wanted me to look at her. She's over there on her float. I think, and this is a little bit too late to be saying this now, but after I did thorough investigating of the culture, or the hugel culture type garden, it's where you dig a pit or a little area, a pit, a ditch, or whatever. You fill it with dead wood or wood of any kind, like that pile of brush over there. I could have used it to fill up a ditch, and then you cover it up with dirt, and then you use about 8 inches of hay. And hay is very affordable to get around here. You can get a big old bale of it probably for about $50. It's easy to find, but you put about 8 inches of that on top of that mound, and you cover it up with dirt, and you can grow stuff on top of that mound. And the thing about it is you don't have to water it at all. I will link a video that I was watching about this farmer. That's how he runs his farm. He's not having to run drip lines or water it or anything like I am. And he has so much food, it's not even funny. And I think that is the route I'm going to go next year, because Lord knows I got enough dead trees around here, and tree limbs and down trees in the woods that can be put in it. And I'll just put it over there where that little lasagna garden is. I will say that I am pleased with how everything is growing in it. I was really worried that I would be able to start growing, right off the bat. I was kind of worried I may have to wait a season, but things are growing. I'm quite pleased. But with the drought and everything, that culture, the hugel culture garden is the way to go. Now, I knew that up in the cabin that's up in Appalachian Mountains, that was the route I was going to go, because of all of the rock and the soil up there and all the clay and whatnot. But because there's a lot of dead wood and down trees up there and limbs and whatnot I can use as well. So that is the plan for at the cabin. But hindsight is 20/20, and if I had did further in-depth investigating, I would have probably gone with that kind of garden. But then again, I can't get out here and dig. I'd have to get somebody with the tractor to come out here and dig. My neighbor back in behind me down here by the river, Petey River, they got a big old tractor, and they got a big old farm back there. So they would probably come out here and, dig some stuff for me. The chickens are having a fit. They're always having a fit about this time. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I really like the fact that type of garden it's easy to do during a drought. Because I guess the concept of it is dead wood holds a lot of moisture, and all of that material being buried like that, it's going to soak up all of the moisture and all of those plants, and it's going to, the their roots is going to be finding that water. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's about what's going on around here. Over in the greenhouse, I still have some shade cloth that needs to be put up. That'll probably happen this weekend. I had to get some clips for the greenhouse to put that shade cloth up there. The clips, they clip on over those, over the bars, those metal bars, and it holds the shade cloth in place. I mean, they have grommets on it. You probably could tie it off, but that would be a lot of tying. And everything seems to be doing all right over there. I think I've got some herbs over there growing. I have a couple tomato plants over there. And then I planted a couple boxes of wildflowers. I love fresh flowers. So that's what's been going on. Seems like this week we're going to have a big heat dome over us. And I saw toward the end of this month, probably in about a week, maybe a storm offshore that could form into a tropical depression, and it could end up going into the Gulf or over here on the East Coast, the Caribbean side. But we'll see. It's supposed to be a very active hurricane season, and it seems like it's going to kick off early. Another thing that's been going on here in the Carolinas is we are having multiple tiny earthquakes. Yesterday we had a bunch that kind of just rolled through the state. They were like a 2.1 up to a 4.2. And we do have some fault lines over here on the East Coast, down by Charleston and down in the low country, but it does run there's one that runs all the way through the state, borders North Carolina and goes down to the coast. So, there's been a big uptick in earthquakes in a lot of places, not just here. I like to try to keep up with what's going on with the sun and our weather and just earth science, so to speak, because I see those as birth pains. And, the more that's happening in the earth as far as war, all kinds of iniquity going on, it seems like the earth reacts. And that's just my belief, my personal belief. I guess you could say I'm a watchman. Another thing, this is kind of off subject, is yesterday morning, I heard a loud bang in the kitchen, and I thought, that Serenity had bumped into something and maybe turned over a shelf or something, because it was pretty loud. Well, lo and behold, she fell. She, with her autism, and she also has a diagnosis of Rett syndrome, which is RETT. She does have gross motor skill delayments. She walks on her tiptoes. She is a big fall risk. She's always falling and bumping into stuff, but she also has absent seizures. So I went into the kitchen after I heard that, and she was on the kitchen floor, and she fell, and I think she bruised up her tailbone pretty good. She didn't break anything, but excuse me, I don't know if she had a seizure or what happened, but I called her doctor, her neurologist, and also the Rett doctor, and I'm going to take her in and, have her evaluated and everything. just, just being proactive and, always being on the safe side with her and making sure things are okay with her. So that was a difficult morning yesterday, mid-morning. It took her a couple hours to calm down and to get her comfortable, and I let her come out into the pool yesterday afternoon, and she was as good as gold. She was fine. So the pool, it's an above ground pool, and that is her therapy. It resets her. She stims a lot, and that is her happy place. So she's okay. And, as long as she's happy and she's okay, I am. She is my number one priority. She comes first, and I come last. I wish that I had an aide to come and help me, sometimes to kind of give me a little bit of respite. But, because I could use it, I get really tired and run down because I have to do a lot of thinking for her and a lot of coaching, because she's a level 3 autism. So she's 16, but she is on like a 5 or 6 year old level. So she does need a lot of care, a lot of hands-on, because she can't keep herself safe, and she doesn't really think for herself, so to speak. But she is a blessing. I love her so much, and she is just an angel. She's very soft-hearted. She is so sweet. She is not aggressive at all, and she's a joy. I know that every autistic kid and every Rett syndrome kid is different, as far as being on the spectrum, and or what different levels that they are, or even in Rett, because there's like 4 different stages, and they kind of overlap. A lot of the symptoms and things that go on kind of overlap. A lot of them are similar. A lot of them aren't. And you have to really know her to understand her, because it's hard for her to, even though she is verbal, it is hard for her sometimes to carry on a back and forth conversation and to ask, talk back and forth and ask questions and answers and stuff. And I homeschool her because that is the best appropriate education for her, because of her communication style and how if she's sick, she can't even tell you that she's sick. The only way that I know she is sick is by her behavior. So, like I said, you have to really, really know her and to understand what's going on with her. So, I pick up on everything with her. And I'm her number one advocate. Nobody knows my daughter like me. And I could never, ever trust anybody with her, because a lot of people just don't understand. Okay. I'm glad. She says she was relaxing. And I know I sound like I'm rambling on and I'm being long-winded, but I just wanted to, talk a little bit about what was going on with her. And, we have our challenges. I do and she does, and it is what it is. But I'm very thankful to my Heavenly Father for sustaining me and helping me to do all I can do and be all I can be for her. And it is all for, all the glory goes to Him. But I guess I've said enough. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch the sunset and watch her play around in the pool. And I'm gonna watch these cardinals and these little chickadees, the birds. I've seen a lot of them here lately. And just relax in the moment and enjoy it. Life is short, y'all, and stay close to your loved ones. Tell them how much you love them, even friends. Life is short, and we're not promised tomorrow. And I love y'all, and thank you for being here. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time here in the countryside. God bless. Bye.